welcome back to Consultant's Corner. I'm Rebecca Brizi. This is my corner and I am a consultant. And these are my penguins. Shout out to my friend Cree who bought me this sweater. Thank you. Change is a workshop. It is not a lecture because it requires work and time, not just an announcement. Change is hard. Today we're going to talk about why change is so difficult and what you can do about that when you're trying to implement change in your business. But first, why do you need to change anything at all? Maybe everything's working fine the way it is. This isn't a question of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is a question of you should always be fixing it. Change should be pretty much continuous in micro or macro levels because change is really what moves your business forward. Whether it's a new client, might be a new practice that you're offering, a new tool that you're using, a whole new market or a whole new product or service line. You might be hiring new people. All of these are major changes, and they don't just change one thing in your business. They of course then connect to a lot of other changes that happen as a consequence in your business. And that's why you have to approach change as a workshop, as a training exercise. That's why we have whole fields in change management. Let it happen over time. Don't expect the change to occur from the moment you make the decision of change, because change is complex, much more so than it is complicated. It's complex because predictions are hard, especially about the future. So as much as you can plan out your change, when you start to implement the factors of that change, the habits, the new ways of doing things, you can't always know how that will affect everything that comes after. And that's what makes it complex. The many moving parts and the many unknowns. But why is that difficult? Ultimately, change happens when humans change. You don't just make a decision about something new that's going to happen in your business and it happens. It's actually the people in your business that make that change or cause that change or bring it about through what they are doing. And that's the difficulty, is that change is hard for people. Why is change so difficult and what can you do about it? For one thing, it is this idea of complexity, that change is never one thing. To change one behavior or to change one outcome or to change one factor is naturally going to affect other areas. It requires the change of multiple habits, some of which are mere consequence of the change, not a leading factor in it. So you're not asking your people to change one thing. In reality, you are always asking for multiple changes, even if they're small ones. Be aware of what it is that you are expecting of yourself and your people. What are the new things they will have to learn? And more importantly, what are the new things they will have to get used to? Another difficulty with change is the devil you know. Even when people want change, even when they are on board with the change, the outcome is never assured. And it is so much easier for us always to just maintain the status quo. Even with its imperfections, at least we know exactly what to expect and we feel in control. That's hard for people to give up. The destination, even if charted and written, is still somewhat unknown. And within all those multiple habits and behaviors that have to change in order to enact the great change, there's a constant thought of, wait, am I doing this correctly? Is everybody else doing it correctly? And am I doing it incorrectly? Am I the only one who's doing it this way? What if I misunderstood? It's a lot for your people to wrap their head around and become used to and become comfortable with. So be aware of that too, that any change presents a certain amount of unknown and loss of control, at least temporarily, until they have normalized that change. There's also the immediate gratification factor. What if I change a habit today and I don't see immediate results? After many years of not dancing since, I guess, my mid-teens, as an adult, I joined an adult ballet class and I could not do the splits the next day. What's up with that? The truth is change happens incrementally. And the bigger the change, the more true that is. And so your people might feel like they are not seeing those results right away. They are making changes, they're changing their habits, and yet not seeing the results that they were expecting. A lot of this comes back to presentation. When you present the change and you get that buy-in, first of all, be clear if this is a long-term change, if it is expected to happen over a period of time, but also know how to highlight those micro milestones, those smaller moments and more immediate moments that you might see for improvement or different types of outcomes. Give people something that they can point to say, aha, this is worth it. I'm seeing some improvement here. I'm seeing something new happen. And related to that is that mentality of one failure means total failure. If I know exactly how I'm supposed to change the thing and then I go to act on that new behavior and I do it wrong, oh dear, well, it's not working. I don't know how to do this change. Shut it down. Make it a comfortable place and certainly a safe place for your employees to learn the change, to get it wrong a few times before they learn how to get it right. It's a workshop. It requires some training. It requires development, and the results don't happen at the end of the workshop. They happen when you take what happened in that workshop and put it into practice over time. When you're bringing about change in your business, which you should be doing fairly regularly, be aware of how that affects everybody and what you need from everybody to get them on board with that change. Don't make it a lecture, make it an interactive workshop, and remember that people learn things over time, not overnight. It's almost the new year, so what change are you going to bring to your business in Q1 of 2022? Is it a busy season for you? And if so, how are you going to maximize that? How are you going to make your clients happy and not go crazy yourself? Is it a slower season for you? And if so, how are you going to spend time working on your business or doing other things to set yourself up for success later on? Or do you just not know? Is there no particular standard cycle? How are you going to manage your time, and how are you going to do something new, not just for your target market and your clients, but for yourself and your business? What can change for the better today? They're great resources on change. If you look at the Psychology Today website, there's a lot of material there. One of the best books that I've come across on change is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. The premise there being the point of habit, that change means changing habits. It's not a light switch, it's a process. That's it from me for today, and I do have another video coming out towards the end of this year, but the last couple weeks of December will be a little quieter than usual. Look out for my day in the life video right at the end of this month, and otherwise, I'll see you all back here in January. Bye now.